So do you guys remember back in the day when everyone had those weird myths about what you could and couldn't do on zombies? Well, today, why don't we discuss some of them? So of course, when Nazi zombies first came out, it was a new and unexplored territory, and everyone had these little ideas and myths that you could do on certain rounds and on certain maps, and certain things would appear where you could activate certain things or go to certain unexplored areas. But of course, some of them turned out to be true or had some sense of truth to them, and others just turned out to be completely bogus. So today we're going to go through some of the top ones, some of the OG ones that only the first zombie players will remember, and some of the newer ones. So as I said, some of these do have some form of truth behind them, but a lot of them don't. If you are interested more on seeing how they all work or what people were looking for back in the day, feel free to search them up on YouTube. There's a lot of old school videos out there, and there are also some myth busting series out there that you can go and watch, and I'll tell you more about the myths themselves. So the first one on my list is the first one that I was ever told, and that was on the OG Natural Totem back on World at War, and that's if you got to round 100, Zombie Hitler would come through the smoke and you'd have to fight him, and he had a ton of health and you needed so many guns to do it, and you definitely needed a ray gun to kill him apparently. But of course people went through for hours and hours upon end to find out there was no Zombie Hitler, and they'd wasted hours of their lives trying to get to round 100, because back in Natch there wasn't any pack-a-punch or anything, or no joke, so it made it even harder to get to that round 100, only to be met with the fact that there was no secret boss, there was no Hitler that was going to come and kill you, and you have just wasted hours of your life. Now the second one was one that I actually did believe for quite a while, and that's you bleed out faster if you're moving. Someone did test this and it turned out that either way, moving or not, it's 45 seconds, unless you're on Black Ops 3 where you got your gobble gun, what you can use. But I believe this for quite a while, because when you're moving, you're not paying attention to how long you have been down, and you're crawling to go get revived. It does seem like the screen goes red much quicker, but in actual fact it's the same amount of time. So you'd have some people going, crawl to me this way, I'm coming from this direction, and then they'll be like, no, because if I crawl I'm going to die out quicker, so you just run to me. And in actual fact you could have crawled, because you would have had the same amount of time either way. Now the third myth would come when people used to talk about not picking up carpenters or max ammos or any other useless drops, things like that, because you only get a certain amount of drops per game. Now behind this is a kind of cycle that goes on with your drops, where it kind of rotates every like 3 rounds or something like that, and you have to expend all the drops before you can get like another max ammo. You have to go through like a max ammo and insta-kill double points, all of them, and then you go back to max ammo and things like that. But there's no means at all a certain amount of drops that you can get in one game. They do just keep coming for as long as you're playing, but again, there's a cycle that you have to go through and things like that. You can research out, it's rather quite interesting. Now these next batch of myths all kind of come together in the same category. So you can open the fallout shelter door on Nuketown zombies, you could open the garage door behind the furnace on the original Derice, and that on Kino, if you found the 4th film reel, the ladder would come down behind the stage and you could get up and escape. Now I never really believed the fallout shelter door one, because you couldn't do it on the multiplayer map, so I thought, why would they do it in the zombies map, and what would it really lead to? The only thing that was found out was that Martin was the other side of the shelter door because of the lore, and if you knifed it ever so often you could hear him talk. In the Derice one I did originally believe that, but then I kind of thought, I'm not going to get to round 35. If I would have, someone's going to have put it on YouTube by now, so this was back when YouTube was just starting to get bigger, and no one put it there. Everyone kept saying it was like 100,000 points to open it or something, so basically it was like a custom map buyable ending. But I never believed that, and apparently there was Wonder Wafts behind there and stuff like that, but you know, people have no clip behind there on YouTube, and I've done it myself, and there's nothing there except for unrendered textures. And finally, Kino was the map where I first started getting into zombies. That was the first time I actually really enjoyed the map, because I never really had World at War or the DLCs when it first came out. I kind of went back and played all those. So when I saw the ladder on the stage and I heard all these myths, I thought, yeah, this could be plausible. And then everyone was like looking around for this 4th film reel, no one could find it, and we were all like, hey, maybe we should give it up. And again, people have no clipped up there, and we found out that the ladder wasn't actually on any like wheels or anything that could come down the wall. It was actually just bolted onto the wall, so that one blew that one out of the water. But they were the fun ones, the ones that made people believe that you could open up into a different area and things like that. They were good myths. Another one we had was Bus Route B and the 5th lander location on Ascension Transit. Again, completely crazy, opened up to different areas of the map. Everybody searched around for this Bus Route B, or the 5th lander location was my favourite, because everyone thought it would like fly you out of the map and fly you somewhere completely different, but it never did because it wasn't real. But if you believe that, then people were looking for it, and again that got debunked. There was a 5th lander on the map, but it was crashed and it was broken and you couldn't repair it, but that was another myth, that you could actually repair this lander, and then that would tie back into that was the 5th lander location. And obviously bus route B was never a thing, everything was blocked off with debris or fog or just wasn't made. And now my favourite set of 2 myths that are just absolutely ridiculous, because it was more of a gameplay element that kind of you wanted it to happen because it made it a bit more interesting. And these 2 are that if Richtofen builds the shield on Origins, it survives more hits, like a kind of golden shovel, golden shield kind of thing. And it was absolutely strange what we used to do back in the day. It was like if you used to lie down when you bought the mystery box, it would give you a higher chance of getting the ray gun. Or if you didn't look at the mystery box, or one that I had was if you shot the 2 dots on the 2 question marks on the mystery box, you had a better chance of getting the ray gun as well. You used to do really weird things to the box to try and get the ray gun, but none of it proved true. It is just RNG. And of course Richtofen building the shield is no different to Dempsey building the shield, because it's just a number in a game code. But the myths on some of the zombie games were absolutely hilarious, and the lengths we used to go to were incredible. So those were just some of my favourite myths that I can remember from back in the day. If you do remember any of those, feel free to drop a like on this video, and if you do remember any that I haven't mentioned, you can always leave a comment and we'll have a chat about them down there. But other than that, thanks for watching this video. I've been GeneralGerbil, peace out.